them with the people he called riffraff. He's adding fire, he's adding fuel to fire, he's adding fuel to fire. But I never even see ordinary lighter spark from River State since 30, how many days now? 38 days ago. 38 days ago. Everybody is talking, and the guy is, oh, everything is doing is illegal. There's no so legal backing for it. There is no this and that. But yet, I haven't seen the fire. Some said I shouldn't see the fire.
Get us a doctor say make I take this drug 3 times a day after eating. If I dey chop 3 times a day, I go get ulcer. Doctor, I go get ulcer. Ha! Get us a doctor say
Anarchy loans. Anarchy loans.
Person get us that they say me go buy drug 10,000 naira, and he was like, if I dey chop well, I go get ulcer. Very funny guy on TikTok, right? And here is another funny guy who is now taking on the lies of Adelabu Penkelemesi, your minister of darkness. Watch this.
Sarah, oh, my sister just started to need letter. Daddy need letter. Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have light, and you will not pay outrageously. Don't cook it in by daddy je. I je be daddy tin ronu saying. AssoRock, they are now based on solar panel. They allocated billions of naira for lights. Why? How many countries in Nigeria supply any, Nigeria confirm only, can supply and when you're only book only cook bedu Adelabu Minister of Power. I've done this. Don't. That year with you. But I don't know the dementia problem. It's dementially quite shocked. Only that is this is the end of Nigeria. And the best thing now is Cholon back bow. To the Bashim Balo. See a man tell me Jagaba Loy. I make sure people Nigeria has the one party system. See Jagaba party lost by Nigeria lost on to bad TG Nigeria Junior. She be on the Burkina Faso president. Young guy. Sorry. President will be long money. I'm on BT level to Podunara. Side effect of dementia quite shocked man. Unriti Babang Elopestin. But the economic star is Angomla. And by yellow ye defend yourself. Nigeria is not safe. For the defense minister and so far we call defend the around. It's finished. With the Igbemoto Lokirun, what Jimoto Elo, the Yokuro, president. Yokuro. Nigeria ti ton. I think so láti join Okuku yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ wà no. Ẹjọ́ bá wa investigate Ogun State governor, only NYSC ń wá governor Ibribi ẹgbọ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀, kí lẹ ṣe. Only jẹ́ kí n padà wá. Màá sọ nǹkan story gangan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. So kò sí innocent governor rárá ní Nigeria. Everybody náà ló ń ṣe àlùpàídà. Hey! Wọ́yá Santa Mianagala Hútàlà. Èmi náà máa tó dáṣọ́ sílẹ̀ ń sìn. Oríṣiríṣi level ló ń lẹ̀ ń sìn. The best way now is to join them. Join religion. Politics ò ṣe join wọn sí wọ́n ti gba party wọn wà lọ́wọ́, wọ́n ti lé everybody tó wà ní PDP ti sá lọ. Àmọ́ àwa ọ̀sá lọ àyídúró. Wọ́n yẹ Santa Mia, ó kà mí yàtà. Àṣàrà o.
Pastor, ó kó ọlọ́pàá ń ṣọ́ pastor. Àwọn àmọ̀jọ sticker ló ń ṣọ́ wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dídá o, ìpápá ẹ̀dá rin. Jẹ́ kí wọ́n bá bùtọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀. Kò jẹ́ gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó jẹ̀rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Ó mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú Báíbù pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Ìwọ má dídá ayé bàjẹ́.
Man, I'm actually like so teary listening to him. So it wasn't just about power. So Nigeria had to finish. Nigeria had to finish. You know? So they want to use solar power in the AssoRock. All right. So defense minister is telling defense minister is telling the people to defend themselves. Sorry. I know this is just going to sound so awkward in your room right now. Like, you know, especially those of you who have the volume up. You know, the people in the other room will just be like, what's going on? Is that a laugh or is that a cry? I've heard that before. Is he laughing or is he crying? Your laugh, Mayegun, is that a laugh? Abamoti Raye you done CB. Defense minister asked the people to defend themselves. Defend their you. Then he's asking what did the dubious doctor, what did he do that the EFCC is looking for him? Anyways, it's from my state, by the way, very lovely guy. Very funny too. Now, going forward, a very terrible tragedy happened 2 days ago. Do you know one of the things I dread so much is for me to have a medical emergency while I am with you here. So you get. So there is this TikToker, they call him a disturbing. I didn't know anything about him until today. And they said he's a very popular TikToker too, right? So he was on his TikTok live doing what they always do, right? And then he suffered a medical emergency in which he had a seizure. They said he's been suffering from this seizure for a while. For a very long time, his wife came out to debunk the drug abuse sort of like rhetoric, okay? Because when this happened, the video I'm about to share with you right now is disturbing. So therefore, the viewer's discretion is advised, okay? So disturbing was live, and suddenly it became mute and suffered seizure. There was nobody around to possibly hold him. So when he collapsed, he was rushed to the hospital. A day later, which was yesterday, he died. This is how it happened. A very sad one. So his wife said that he suffered it in February, but she was around. So she was able to quickly come to his rescue and he lived 2 months extra. And today, the wife said she was in the kitchen or something. She was busy doing something while he was on his TikTok. So probably an effort to try to call for help was when he kind of had to make that sound like a ho, 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 like that. But it was too late. By the time he collapsed, initially some said maybe it was an heart attack. Some said it was, people have said a lot. Some said it was drug, this or that. So the wife came out and said, no, it was seizure. He's been suffering from it. He's got medication for it as well. But when he had that emergency, there was nobody around. And guess what? His own viewers who were on this live stream possibly thought he was making it up. In fact, despite the news of his passing, there are those who initially, when they saw the video, they said it was a skit. So the poor healthcare system continued to claim its victims. And it doesn't really matter whether you are rich or poor, whether you are popular or not, whether you are old or young, all of this. So may his soul possibly rest in peace. That's my prayer though, right? I'm talking about Nigerians. Remember the lady? They are called out at the NYSC before they started paying them this their new NYSC alawi. Right, she's come out again to raise another. This one is not about the government. This time around, it is about the people she called the influencers who have chosen never to work with her simply because of a kind of a popularity. They do not want to associate with her. She's wondering why, right? Yeah. Raye.
Actions have consequence, and the consequence I've been facing is not something that I expected I will face. So I just wanted to share it for maybe a new creator or someone who's going to come into the space eventually. So please listen. Every single time I make a post, these are the kind of comments that I get to see on my feed. Even though I see a lot of positive energy and good comments, I still get to see these ones. And I feel like majority of these people think that, oh, I went scot free, I've never dealt with any, repercussions, and that's why I'm making this video. So lately I noticed that I've been blacklisted among influencers. Initially I thought I was overthinking, because naturally I overthink, right? So I'm like, oh, you're just overthinking this thing, it's not what you think. But then one of them just confirmed it for me. So 2 weeks ago or last week, an influencer reached out to me and said she wanted to work with me. And then she said, oh, we'll need to shoot videos and everything. She needs a digital camera and she's going to get it from her team. 2 days later, I didn't hear from her. So I had to text her first, like, what's up? You've not told me the feedback. She said her team said it's not going to be good for her image, for her brand. Yeah, that was what she said. But in my head, I'm like, what brand? Do you mean like brand image? Like, she just said, no, they just said for her brand. I said, okay, and I left it. However, lately, I've been in a lot of public and private spaces with these influencers as well. And I've also noticed a certain behavior. While they are super nice to me, as opposed to what people say, they're actually very nice. I've also noticed how careful they are. It's like they don't want to be seen or even like feel like they're around me or anything. That's how I felt like, oh, these people, it's obvious, like, you understand? It's like when I'm creating content and I'm around them, they don't even want my fingernails to show. I went to a private space with other influencers and even invited me to sit with them at a table. However, when they started creating content, after the talk and all, when they started creating content, I noticed how careful they were. As a girl, you always know, your instinct will always tell you that these people are struggling to avoid you. So when I noticed it, I became very uncomfortable and I tried to leave. The lady who invited me to sit with them, she noticed it and she said she's going to work me out. And when she started working me out, she was now trying to self-explain, like, oh, are you okay? Is everything okay? In my face, just mere looking at my face, you could tell that everything was not okay. And then she just started saying, oh, it's not that we don't want to involve you in our content and all. She started saying, you don't really know which content will go viral. So I asked her, why are you so worried that creating content with me will go viral? Like, why are you worried about me being seen or going viral with you? The reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people don't know that maybe I've been facing consequences, and being blacklisted is a consequence. Like I said, or I've not said this, but working in an office where you feel very uncomfortable with the people that you're working with, or they are behaving very careful around you, is actually a very big consequence. The loneliness that you feel being alone in this space is actually really heavy. And the reason why I'm making this video is not to bash any influencer or content creator that I've met recently, both in private and public space. It's just to say that if you know that I'm going to be a stain on your brand reputation, there's no need for you to try to be super nice to me. And also to the people that are always bashing me whenever I make a post about my personal life and I never talk about what I used to talk about, you should understand that it's because of security reason. I was one step away from being mobbed in public. Even the people in my corner, they were the ones who said, oh, you need to stop this, we'll take it from here because you live in this place and it's actually really dangerous for you. And that's why I stopped it and decided to go back to my actions.
Right. God bless your soul. I can imagine. Do you know how many people who have actually sent me messages that some of their long-term, never spoken to for a long time relations, right, relatives, suddenly just reached out to them simply because they saw them on Mayegun's Diary Politico. How many of you here have had to reduce your engagement on Mayegun's Diary Politico because some people will see your name, they will see your comments, and they will come to private chat you and tell you to stay away from you said, or how many of you have been told by your own close pals or family members that will just say, oh, like say, you said you are listening to that Mayegun Abi. If I say you are one of those people who are watching that Mayegun simply because of your position on things. I've had people here who appeared on People's Parliament on Mayegun's Diary Political, and they had a lot of explanations to do to those who probably are closer to them. So it happens. The only thing is that for somebody like me, I am a one-man mopo in that sense. So I think I work best or better when I work alone. So attaché groupings and the rest of that, they don't work for me. So, and I'm also somebody who doesn't really give a damn about people's validation. Sure, you get. I used to tell people here that, listen, you know, hold me anything. All right? That you agree with me on certain things doesn't mean that you can disagree with me on others. You do not hold me anything. And I do not hold you too. You know what I mean? Like, I do not hold you emotional, what do you call it? Emotional sort of comfort. No. So if I say something today that makes you feel comfortable, I may say something tomorrow that will make you uncomfortable. And the only way you'll be uncomfortable with me is because when I speak about people you think you like, possibly the people you respect, they are terrible people that I have to say something about, and then you feel like I shouldn't. You get what I mean? As I'm like, no, Alaye, calm down, or you know, hold me anything, I don't hold you anything. Or if you like me, I appreciate it, and if you don't like me tomorrow, that is fine. So I have had that experience of where people are trying to distance themselves from you because they cannot be seen with you. To them, it is going to affect them because they are not against the system. Do you understand? They are against the people in charge of the system now. So they will be in support of the system when their own person is there, so that they are not in support of the person the person in charge of or those in charge of the system now. Doesn't mean that they hate the system. So they do not want to be seen with somebody who actually hates the system. I do. I want the entire system destroyed, even though they will do it themselves. And I don't even have to lift a limb. So when you want people, when you get to a certain stage, right, in this public engagement, you would have to ignore what people feel or say about you in that sense, so that you're not disappointed. You see, oh, I'm so surprised that these people are abusing me, despite all the things I'm trying to teach them. Nobody sends you, they will say. When you get to that stage, that's one thing I give to her, right? She's matured enough to that stage to believe, even though she keeps kind of talking about it, to keep it out there enough. When you talk about a problem, there's a chance that you are going to resolve it, right? Like a solution. When you talk more about a problem, right? Not by just covering it and keeping it to yourself. Well, I'm glad for her that she's coming of age enough that she can't really be bullied. But she's observed it, so I've seen it. I've seen that. Back in the days when I walk into a salon, you will see Nigerians in the salon who knows Mayegun very well. So they will be looking for loopholes on how to start an argument. You get that now, like arguments. They know who I am, right? So then you will see them start talking in such a way that they will try to want to draw you into getting into an argument with them, so that they can tell you the piece of their mind of how they hate what you are doing. When you continue to call out the criminals in that contraption, they'll tell you to your face. I used to have that when I go to the African shops or the salon. So you can't, like Obi said, you can't really fight for people who love their own chains, unfortunately. There are others who will do it for free, even though there are those who they pay money to go online and bully people or say all these things on behalf of the criminals in government. There are those who are doing it for free. You have no idea. So talking about doing it for free or doing it not for free, the compromised systems in Nigeria or the compromised agencies in Nigeria, Shore came out to tell us about what they are doing with your data, the ones they manage to probably extract from you. Abuse of people's data. In Shore's words.
Privacies are abused. The Nigerian Immigration will collect your data to give you an international passport. The bank will collect your biometric data to give you a BVN number. Completely illegal. The National Identity Management Commission will collect your data to give you a NIN card. The Road Safety Service will collect your data to give you a driver's license. Then the INEC will collect your data to give you a